Hi creators, it's Stephanie and I'm here today with a quick tutorial on how to do lace with polymer clay earrings. And if you've never seen it before, this is what lace looks like. So I've seen a few tutorials floating around on how to do this technique, and some of the tutorials I've seen do take a very long time. But I wanted to show you the way I do it, which is using the Sutton Slice method, and it's a lot faster. So stay tuned. Today I'll be showing you how to achieve this look. This is a lace look with polymer clay. As you can see, it's very, very beautiful. And some of the tutorials I've seen can be very time consuming, but this technique is actually very simple, and with a workaround, it can be done very, very quickly. So let's go ahead and get started. These are some of the things that we'll be needing for this tutorial. The first thing that I want to say is definitely just a paper towel, maybe more than one. That's because we're going to be using our slicing tool, and we're going to be using it a lot. So you're going to be cleaning it a lot through the tutorial or through your working session. The next thing you'll need is a ball tool. Now, you don't necessarily have to use a ball tool. I prefer to use one of these. You can also use the back of a pen. You can use your finger, whatever is more comfortable for you. So I'll be using this ball tool. The next thing we're going to need is a texture sheet. This is the Sculpey silicone texture mat, and it's a bakeable medium, and the way you use it is you actually use liquid clay. You pour it in or pour it onto those little crevices, bake it, and then apply it onto your next piece of clay in order to achieve a lace look. But we're going to be doing it a little differently today, and it'll speed up your process so much. I also wanted to show you some of the other texture sheets or molds that are available. This is a silicone mold, and as you can tell, it's very soft. Clay doesn't stick to it, but this is actually what we don't want. We don't want something this soft. We do want the clay to stick to it a little bit. We kind of need that for this technique. So we're not going to look for something like this, and I'm just showing this for reference. So that when you are looking for a texture sheet, you know what to buy and what not to buy. So even though these are both silicone, one is more like a rubber and the other is just too squishy for what we need. Another type of texture sheet that won't work for this method are the harder plastic silicone sheets or plastic sheets. And as you can see, this one's pretty hard. This one also wouldn't work for what we're doing today. And lastly, what you'll need is clay. Today I'm going to be using light gray and black. This technique does work best if you use a lighter color and a darker color. That'll help you achieve the contrast look that we're looking for. This is going to be the Sutton Slice technique. So the way we actually do this will be, we're going to start with this black clay, and whichever color you want to be on top for your lace design. For example, I have the black lace on top, then that's the color obviously you're going to want to put into your mold. So I'm going to start with black, and what we'll do is small pieces. You're just going to start pressing it in, and the reason I like to use a ball tool is because you can get all of the detail, and it really helps press into the small crevices, and you will get a much cleaner, much nicer, detailed outcome. So we're just gonna go ahead and put that on, and then with our slicing tool we will go ahead and kind of, I'm trying to let you guys see, start cutting off part of the clay. And if you can see, there are blank pieces and then pieces where my black clay is, and that's exactly what we want. So we'll just keep taking our clay and moving along, and you'll just keep doing this over and over until you get the entire sheet, or you get enough for however much you're planning on using. So I'm just going to keep working this And as you can see, it goes pretty quickly. I don't suggest using a big piece of clay because as you're slicing it, it can tend to lift up. I'm not using the sharp side. I don't want to damage my mold or my silicone sheet. So what I'm doing is I'm basically just scraping it with the dull end. And we do want to make sure that we don't have any of that residue left on the lighter pieces because that will transfer on to our lighter clay. So we'll just keep going with it. This one has, this texture sheet actually has some spots with very, very, very thin lines. And that's when I really like to use my ball tool because it's hard to get the clay in those really tiny lines. But with the ball tool, I can get it in there.
Gotta hold on to me. I remember the sound of us being loud, so loud, so loud. Just wonder where you're walking and talking, thinking, are you the same? Wonder how you're doing and moving through the crowds every day. And all I wanna know, are you thinking about me? I just gotta know.
Alright, so I've just rolled out some clay in my pasta roller, and as you can see, you can kind of see that there's some indents in it from the pasta roller. So what I like to do is, oh, there's black on the back. What I like to do is put it on my surface and then just burnish it, rub it with my fingers. This will give it a perfectly matte finish. You can also use a clay roller, but I find that using my fingers sometimes is enough. So you just rub it on there, and then when you peel it away, your surface should be completely smooth, and those bumps that were on it from the pasta machine are completely gone. So then what you can do is, once you have your clay in there like so, I'm going to go ahead and lay this on top of my clay. Now usually I would lay the whole strip on top of my clay, but since I only did a small piece, I'm only gonna use that small portion. And here I like to go ahead and press in just to make sure that it'll stay stuck. Then once you peel away your clay, you should be left with this. Once you're left with this, then you can just take a cutter and cut out your shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and use some of this and just kind of eyeball where I think the prettiest spots will be. We'll do that one, and we'll do this here. And then this should be your finished result. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope you make some beautiful lacy clay earrings. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.